So let's talk about some new reporting that would actually be kind of funny if it didn't highlight just how far we've fallen on the rule of law front. Because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So if our country wasn't in such dire straits, this might actually be a pretty funny story. It's certainly stranger than fiction. I'm going to tell this lunatic story in three parts. The first part comes from a news release by the Colorado Secretary of State, Jena Griswold, and it has to do with some unauthorized images that were taken of some sensitive election data. And in that news release, it names Mesa County clerk and Trump supporter Tina Peters as potentially involved in this pretty dramatic security breach involving election data. That's part one. Part two comes from some CNN reporting about this. Quote, an unusual security breach of an election system in a rural Colorado county has set off a criminal investigation and prompted state authorities to sideline a Republican election official in a fresh display of how debunked claims of a stolen 2020 presidential election continue to resonate across the country. The saga unfolded in Mesa County, Colorado, centers on Tina Peters, a Republican county clerk and supporter of Donald Trump. Colorado Secretary of State Jena Griswold, a Democrat, has blamed Peters for a leak of closely guarded election passwords that ended up on a QAnon-affiliated Telegram channel. And this quote from Secretary of State Griswold, quote, this is a situation of an insider threat, Griswold told CNN. The Mesa County clerk, Tina Peters, knowingly allowed a breach of security and by all evidence assisted it. And here's part three of the story, the part that perhaps nobody saw coming. Headline, MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell says he is hiding a pro-Trump election official at a secret safe house to help her dodge an FBI investigation. Here's some of the reporting about that from Vice News. The FBI has opened an investigation into a Colorado GOP election official who's accused of helping facilitate a leak of highly sensitive election data. Unfortunately for the FBI, the official at the center of the probe, Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters, is holed up in a safe house provided by pillow salesman and conspiracy theorist Mike Lindell. So folks, this three-part story, a Republican election official in Colorado is potentially involved in an election security breach. 2, the FBI opens a criminal investigation into her. And 3, the MyPillow guy hides her out in a safe house, keeping her from the FBI. Like I say, this would be funny. But, friends, this is the kind of democracy-busting lunacy that flourishes when there's no respect for the rule of law. When the big liar is allowed to prance around the country, continuing to spout out the big lie, continuing to push this fraudulent, debunked claim of a stolen election, pushing it to the American people. This is what happens when a democracy is in decline. So all I have to say is the Department of Justice better step up. Because justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.